Just had a trip to Bunnings, got on supplies for what I need for the next couple of days. On my way to get some crusher dust. If I've done my math right, I should only need half a cube. I'm on my last week of parental leave and the weather's not that great, and I'm in the mindset I've got to really hustle and get some stuff done, because over the last 5 weeks I've sort of been in two mindsets of chilling out with a new baby and enjoying the time, and then utilizing that time off to get some stuff done around the house, which is what I'd normally do. So it's left me feeling really weird for the last 5 weeks. But this week we need a hustle. I want to start working towards getting these gardens done, get these beds in, and get the soil into the beds and start amending the soil so we can get the plants out. Because the seedlings I planted the other day, a few weeks back, is almost ready to start going out. So from here on out, all the videos are going to be hustle, hustle, hustle. It's going to be fun. So it's the next morning. By the time I got through picking everything up, line trimming weeds, spraying in, then mowing the lawns, it started to rain, so I had to stop. I tried to do a time lapse of, an exciting time lapse of mowing the lawns. But by the time I got through all that, it's starting to go dark. So also there's today's mission. I've got to try and get as much done in between our friends coming to visit today, to visit our new addition to our family. But we need to get a string line set from here to this post so we know our line. Measure out our post holes, dig them, and then put the posts in. But first I need to get rid of this, because I'm sick of this thing. I'm always hitting my head on it, and I've had enough. It's going. I'm not going to be strategic about it. I'm just going to grind it right at the ground. Probably have it fall on my head. Okay, clothesline's out of the way. Now I need to set the string line. I discussed it with the boss, aka Carla, aka Mama Bear, aka El Jefe, aka I've run out of AKAs. So anyway, we want to set the string line from, I'm going to set it just in front of this edge here to the post down the other side. That's going to give me my line and also a reference point for my posts to sit square with each other all the way across, so they're not all off in different directions. Now it doesn't have to be fancy, because this is just a garden fence. It's not a boundary fence or anything like that. But once the post is set in, I'll then set a second string line across the top to set the height for every post. First we do this one. Line on this end, just a loop, then tedious task of walking backwards. And we get to this end, we lip around your finger, 1, 2, 3, 4. May have done that screw a bit tight. Let's see if we can get the string into it. I've set myself up. Right. Here we go. Let's try that again. Alright. Finger. 1, 2, 3. Do 4. Even number. And then pull it tight. So now we have our line down. Now we know where to measure and mark out our post holes, and then we need to start digging. I don't have the postal borer anymore, so I'm gonna have to do this all by hand, so this is gonna be fun. So next, mark it out. I'm doing 2 meter centers for each post for this fence. And each post will be 1800 high. I'm gonna go 600 into the ground. Starting with post here, I'm gonna dynabolt this post into the footing that's already here. Use one of those U-bolt things, and then we'll go 2 meters from that. One, two, three, and of course this is gonna land right next to the concrete, or even on the concrete. Please don't. Oh no! Right next to it. The concrete doesn't go underneath the grass a bit. Probably will. So my 2 meter centers marked out now. So I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 post holes to dig by hand, 600 deep. And they'll be 400 by 400 wide. The method I'm using to set these posts, I'm not using concrete because it's just too expensive, and the whole point of this channel is to try and do things on the cheap. So I'm going to use crusher dust. It was $44 for half a cube, which gives me way more than I actually need. And basically as we do it, actually, you know what, I'll show you later. First, dig these holes. Post holes done. We'll watch out for dirt. With the added supervision of my Aaron, well, actually cousin, that we didn't realize we're cousins. Next, we're going to set the posts, but I'm not setting them with concrete like you normally would posts. I'm going to set them with crusher dust. And the way you do that is, so with this, with the crusher dust, you put in a small spadeful around your post and then compact it as much as you can. So you can't compact it anymore, and then you put in your next little bit. And slowly keep doing it until you fill your hole. Now normally when you're doing your posts, you can either set up pegs so you can keep it level or plumb true, and then go around and fill all your posts yourself. Just checking it every now and then to make sure it's still staying plumb. But while I've got Aaron here holding it for me, I'm going to quickly go through and put a base in to hold the post in place, and then I can carry on by myself. Utilising the extra hand while Aaron was here, I've managed to set all my posts in nice and true, so now I don't have to fumble trying to compact the dirt and hold the posts straight. Now I just have to make sure it doesn't move too much while I compact it, but we've found as we're doing it with the bigger holes, I probably could have made them a little bit smaller, that the crusher dust is moving around a little bit too much, especially using this isn't exactly the best compactor, but it's the best one I can use to get around the post nicely. So I'm thinking, I'm going to utilise this clay and mix it with the crusher dust, and it should compact really well. So I'll do layer of crusher dust, layer of clay, and then compact it. You need to make sure if you are by yourself, you need to hold your post, because as you do it, stopping it's going to, as you compact, it's going to move the posts around. So periodically check to make sure it's still plumb on both sides, on that side and that side. Also, because you're doing this by hand, you don't want to put too much of the crusher dust or the clay in it too much at a time, otherwise you're not going to end up compacting it properly. It is going to be a monotonous task. Luckily I'm only doing 4 posts, and partway through, for the sake of a few $100s, it makes you feel like you should have just got concrete. The whole point of this is it's cheap and it's not permanent, so if at any point I want to change it, I can just rip these posts out and change it. Alright, so that took forever, but we got there. I found mixing the crusher dust with equal parts with the clay that I had from what I dug out. It's worked really well, compacted really well. The clay is acted as a binding agent for the gravel, and the gravel acts as a draining mechanism too for the hole, so your posts won't rot. Not that these will rot, they're treated to all hell. So now, that only took me an hour. Lucky I've only got 3 more to go. Kind of wish I just bought concrete now. I would have been done ages ago. Okay, so posts are on. I ended up stopping last night and then doing the very last one this morning. Although when I woke up this morning, my hand was bruised and swollen, so doing the last one today hurt so bad. So I guess if you're gonna do it this way, get a proper temper with like the rubber handles so it doesn't hurt so much instead of a wood peg. So next mish, I need to set the post and then I'm gonna dynabolt a bracket in because I got a concrete footing right next to the neighbour's fence. It's illegal to attach your fence to your neighbour's fence unless you have permission to do so. So first I'll do that, set that post, and then we'll get stuck into setting up these rails, cutting the tops of the posts off to the height that I want them, and get this mesh attached. Should be able to get that done by the end of the day. I hope. I'll probably set myself up. Can't find my leveler mic, so I'm using my shotgun mic, so hopefully this audio is good. But this is the bracket we're using. This will go here into this concrete footing. A little bit push past the string line itself to allow for the thickness of the actual bracket itself, so it's still in line with the posts once the post is here. But we'll mark this out with the paint. Now I've got my 2 dots, nothing flash, I don't really care, you're not going to see that once it's done. And then dynabolt that to there. Put the posts in, bolt the post to this, and it's fixed in place. Don't have to cut concrete out or do anything like that. Easy done. $30. So, get to drilling. Screw in there, run my string line to the other post down that end where I'll mark 1800, and then we'll mark our lines all the way across the post and we'll be able to cut them. We'll do that before. Actually, I think this rain's in our parks, we might be able to get it done. The tops of all the posts cut off. Not each post will be 1800 across because of the lawn being uneven. Next bit is the bottom rail, and because of that footing and the bracket that we've used, it's kind of dictated how high or where the bottom rail is going to be set. Then from there we'll do the top rail. So I'm going to set the rail about 50 mil up from the bottom of that post on the footing. I lie, I'm going to do 100 mil. And then from there use my 2 meter level to mark out each other individual posts from there, and that should give us a consistent level rail all the way across the fence line. Okay, so it's the next day and it's a beautiful day today, but not for long. We're expecting rain later on this afternoon and into tonight and then through the weekend as well. So I need to hustle. Need to get these rails on and then the mesh on. And then basically there's the fence done. That part's easy, but last night and this morning while I was looking at what I've done so far, I figured I need to Rigby proof it just a little bit more. I need to put a footing along the base of the fence. I got a heap of old concrete from previous jobs around the house that's been crushed. So I'll dig a trench, fill it with the concrete, and then top it with the crusher dust. Do that first before we get into anything else. You got it. You got it. That's it.
Okay, that's tiring me out.
Is it?
Yes.
Got it. Remember, get down nice and low. Knees, bend your knees, and drive. That's it.
One, two, three, and then 4, and then 5.
5 cuts from all the hard work you've been doing. Alright, next we need to do the rails. The bottom rail, obviously this bracket's going to cause a bit of a problem. So I'm going to rebate it or recess the rail, cut out a section so it slides over the top of these bolts, and then use an L bracket on the back side of it to bolt it to the actual post itself. Obviously the top one we don't need to do that, but we'll do that first and then screw it to the posts all the way down. I'm going to use batten screws or bugle screws, sorry, because they have a clamping force and it allows it to hold the wood to the post a lot better and mitigating a bit of the warp that you'll get if you were to just use nails over time. Alright, you.
Yeah.
Come here.
Why?
Hey?
Why?
Ready? Yep. Okay, it's gonna hold it. You drill. You screw it in. Go. Pull the trigger. I'll help you steady it. Go. A little bit more. Yep. There you go. That's not going anywhere.
That was fun.
Alright. From point. Hold that, yeah.
Yeah?
Hold that, yes, there.
Why did you,
Great, it should be like 2 and a bit meters. Go, hold it against it. No, what? Against the rail bar, where I first put it. Down. Go down. Keep going. Against the rail that we just screwed in. That's the ground. Barb, come on. Yeah, right. You holding it? I keep
Yeah.
pulling. Okay.
yeah?
Hold it down.
Huh?
Hold it down. Yeah, now push against it. That's it. You holding it tight?
Yeah?
Alright, we'll go 230.
Why did you make this red?
2038. Okay.
Why did you make it red?
Red. That was your mother.
How did she do that?
My lovely wife. Because I told her to mark out something every 300 mil, and she sprayed the tape at 300. So just after finishing that bottom rail, about to start measuring out the top rail, I realized I'd forgotten to do one step, and that is chamfer the tops of your posts, just like what I've done all the way across the top of that back fence when I built it. When you cut the post, you expose your end grain, or at least treated part of the end grain, and with it being flat, the water will just sit on top of it and slowly rot it out. Are you alright? Anyway, so doing a chamfer allows the water to run off, less likely to rot your posts. And it kind of looks a little bit nicer too, to be honest, I think. If you're not going to chamfer them, obviously you'll put a cap on, or a capping rail over the top of the whole thing to sort of mitigate that. For the next bit, I will be from the tops of the posts measuring, where am I, 300 down, and then that will be the top of the top rail, and then from there I'll do the mesh from the ground up. Obviously it's going to be cut all unevenly along the bottom to match, or I might even leave it so there's some bit of length in the actual mesh itself so it sticks into the ground. I'm not sure. Oh no, that won't work because I put the concrete in there now. Never mind. Anyway, 300 from the top, they'll do that top rail, and then for the last 300 of the top size posts I'm going to do some smaller rails and then the mesh in between. Larry, what did I just ask you? And it's beautiful music, but it hurts Dad's head. I love it. I love you. This is where you say I love you back. Nah? You're smiling.
I'm not.
I don't know, I think you are. Put a screw 75 down from my 300 mark, which will be the top of the rail. This will obviously be the bottom of the rail because my apprentice might be a little bit short. So using the screw will be able to help me brace it.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to Dirt Rich Life.
Thank you, Rigby.
Bye bye.
You're going inside now, are you? Alright. Yeah, go with Lucy.
Ethan told him you did.
Okay, so you really shouldn't cut wood like that. It was really dangerous, but it needs to get done like that. Top rail's done. Now I need to get the net done. Kind of dreading doing this, but I hate using staples. Off camera I was doing a bit of brainstorming with this mesh and how I'm going to do it. What I'm thinking is I'm going to have to put some links up against the post there to fill in the gaps to give me something to staple the mesh to mitigate some of the flex that it's going to have, even though it's going to be pinned to the top and the bottom. I'll then cut this bottom rail of the mesh off, leaving the spikes so I can push into the ground. I'll push it into the ground to the height where I can have this here where I'll staple it to it, and then I'll go around and clean up all the edges so there's nothing sharp for the kids. Excuse me. What are you saying sorry for?
Oh no, Dad!
What?
The try!
What?
Oh, the try!
Oh, okay.
Oh no, what? Ah!
Ah!
Oh no, the try.
So I'm not sure when the camera fell over, but that is the fence done. Took longer than I wanted it to, but it was a lot cheaper than building a normal fence. All I need to do now is build a gate and start filling these garden beds and start getting some plants planted, because we are now spring. It's time to get our hustle on, and I'll see you in the next one.